Hi, welcome to Mastering Mom Fitness. Today, I want to give you 4 strategies on how to engage, protect, and strengthen your pelvic floor muscles during exercise. My name is Reid, and I'm an exercise physiologist and founder of Active Mom Fitness. I'm here to help you navigate exercise as you move through motherhood. You have unique needs and barriers when it comes to fitness, and I'm going to help you navigate them. You may not have known anything about pelvic floor muscles until pregnancy or after having a baby. Most likely, you've heard 2 things. 1, you should do Kegels to strengthen them. And 2, problems with these muscles can cause incontinence. Those 2 things are a good start, but I'd love to provide you with a bit more education so that you feel empowered to care for these muscles and continue to exercise if you're dealing with pelvic floor muscle dysfunction. So, what are pelvic floor muscles? Your pelvic floor muscles form a hammock across the base of your pelvis. They stretch from your pubic bone in the front to the tailbone in the back. When these muscles contract, they lift up and support your pelvic organs. When you bear down, like when you're sneezing or lifting something heavy, the pelvic floor stretches and lengthens to accommodate the pressure created in your abdomen. Additionally, your pelvic floor muscles play a role in sexual function. When these muscles are too tight, you might experience painful intercourse. Strong functioning pelvic floor muscles can help you achieve greater sensation during orgasms. Pelvic floor muscles are responsible for continence and control of elimination, and they play a role in spinal and pelvic stability. Factors like childbirth, pregnancy, and even aging can impact the function of these muscles. They may weaken due to the weight of the uterus, or they might become too tight due to the birthing process. Either way, if they're not functioning as they should, it can lead to incontinence, prolapse, and impact your core strength. So, as an exercise professional who has worked with hundreds of moms, let me share with you 4 ways to engage, strengthen, and protect your pelvic floor muscles during your workouts. Strategy 1, coordinate your breath. Your pelvic floor muscles are the basement of your core, and your diaphragm is the ceiling. The cylinder, which is your core, will function optimally when both of those muscles work in synergy. When you exhale, your pelvic floor muscles are lifting, and when you let the breath out, your pelvic floor relaxes. The diaphragm should move in the same direction, descending on the inhale and rising as you exhale. Coordination of these 2 muscles isn't always easy, especially when there's movement involved. However, it's important enough to master so that you're not putting excessive pressure on the pelvic floor muscles. Strategy 2, close the holes or blow before you go. I can't take credit for these terms as I've heard them from several pelvic floor physical therapists. The strategy is to engage the pelvic floor muscles right before you're about to lift something heavy, similar to the gentle squeeze you would do if you were trying not to pass gas. This will activate your pelvic floor right before there's increased abdominal pressure. You can also try blow before you go, which means that right before you're going to lift, you begin the exhale. Again, this can help manage pressure pushing down on the pelvic floor muscles. Tip 3, avoid impact exercises postpartum until you've dedicated time to resistance training. The postpartum running guidelines suggest a maximum or a minimum of 12 weeks of progressive exercise that includes resistance training. However, if you have symptoms of pelvic floor muscle dysfunction, this may take longer. When you're ready to add higher impact activities, start with fewer reps, shorter duration, take your time to progress and build up. You wouldn't go from lifting 5-pound dumbbells straight to 50 pounds. It's worth mentioning that there aren't prenatal running guidelines, and plenty of moms do run during pregnancy. But if you're noticing symptoms, that may mean your pelvic floor muscles can't handle the impact, and it's probably best to move to low impact options. And number 4, remember that pelvic floor muscles are muscles. We all understand the concept of challenging a muscle in order to make it stronger and stretching muscles to relax and lengthen. The same goes for pelvic floor muscles. If you have a weak pelvic floor, you don't want to avoid core training altogether because they're going to need to be challenged to get stronger. If you're not having symptoms, it's also important to learn how to contract and relax those muscles. The easiest way to do this is by focusing on breath and core stabilization during your strength training. This video is meant to be empowering. As you learn more about your body, don't let it cause fear. Research around core stability exercises benefiting the pelvic floor muscles is increasing, which is an incredibly positive thing. If you are ready to engage your pelvic floor during your strength workouts, I suggest you start with learning how to coordinate their activation with other core muscles. I offer a free 5-day course that you can download at corefunctionfitness.com, link in description. Please try it out. And as always, if you think this information is beneficial, please help boost this content by liking, subscribing, and commenting. Happy training.